Hey YouTube, this is Orion making another vid. If you like my content, please consider hitting the like button. Also, please consider subscribing, as it is very much appreciated. This is another bushcrafty type video, and this is a discussion on fatwood. For anyone who doesn't know what fatwood is, it's resin impregnated pine wood. What happens with pine is it gets impregnated with resin. Quite often when you cut pine down and you leave a stump there, the resin or the sap will bunch up in certain places in the stump, and it will fill up and turn this orange colour. And this is one of the best fire lighting resources you will ever find. It is basically like petrol. I'm a big advocate of char cloth, as you've probably, in my recent videos, I've gone on about how much I love char cloth. Well, this is, if not a close second, it is at least the same amount of love I have for this, because in America they go on about birch bark. Every bushcrafter, you seem to, over in America, they go on about birch bark and all how good it is. Well, in Australia, you virtually can't find it. It's just not around. But you can find fatwood. The reason why I've got this is one of the best finds I have ever found. It was actually on a pine, freestanding pine tree, and it was just a branch that had broken off on a mate's property. He had several acres there, and he said to me, I think we need to go and have a look at this this branch, because I think there is some fatwood there. Well, I went there and cut it off, and this was from a much larger piece. And I cut it off and started looking at it, and what I found was, quite simply, the best piece of fatwood I've ever seen. Wyatts, I've got it all wrapped up. If you don't wrap it up, these are the various pieces I've got. I've harvested a fair bit of fatwood over the course of several years. These are what I've got left. I haven't got that much left here now. But you have to wrap it up in Glad wrap, because it does lose its potency if you just leave it as it is and don't use it. But you wrap it up in Glad wrap, and it will stay good for a long while. So I've wrapped all these pieces up. These aren't as good as this piece, and I've unwrapped that just so you can see what it is. The brighter orange it is, the better it is from what I've seen. At one point I had this, there was actually resin oozing out of it, and when you light this up, there'll be a black soot coming off it. Don't breathe that stuff in, it's poisonous. It's the resin actually is turpentine. If you look it up on Google, on Wiki, it's turpentine. So I wouldn't be breathing that crap in, because it's not real good for you, as far as I know. But this was a lot longer piece. It was over 1 metre long, I cut another chunk at least this size off and sent it off to my good mate down in Sydney as a gift because I wanted him to have a good piece of fatwood for him just to try out. You cut pieces off. I usually have little sticks of it, and you put it in your kits. Wrap them up in Glad wrap. Put them in Ziploc bags, just so that they don't lose their potency. And you just use them. You get your Bic lighter, light them up, and they'll just burn like a match. But you use them as fire starters, just to get it going, and as fire extenders, just to get it going. And that's what it is. And if you use scrapings of it, and you can just spark a ferro rod straight into it, and it'll fire up, no dramas whatsoever. It's a brilliant resource. The best way to find with fatwood, usually what you'll do is you'll see a pine tree knocked over, and in the stump, like the root ball, you'll see a pine tree knocked over, and in the root ball, if you go and investigate it, inside the root ball there, that'll be where you'll find fatwood. It'll all the resin will all be, it'll accumulate in there, and that's where you're going. That's usually where you go and find it. But this is various grades. Like this stuff's not too bad. I won't take it out. I won't take it out of the Glad wrap, but it's not, as you can see, this is a lot more orange, and it's still not too bad. It's a good piece of fatwood. But yeah, I don't think this one was very good. This one's really heavy. It's dense. This one is too. It's quite dense too. This one's very light, so it's not as good. And then my last piece, I'm going to go and have to harvest some more because I'm getting down to the last bits. Here you can see it's quite a good piece, this one too. But I love it. The fatwood's really good resource. If you can get onto it, harvest as much as you can. But don't go and get yourself into trouble harvesting where you shouldn't be doing it, But if you can get onto private property with the owner's permission, and you see like a pine tree falling over, and get into that root ball and get in there and find it, I suggest getting as much as you can. But as I said, knock all the stuff that's not. Once you start investigating it and cutting through, you'll start seeing it. This orange stuff. This is the gold. This is the stuff you want. And you get into it, and you knock all the other stuff off, and you get into it. Then, if you want to keep it for long term, wrap it up in Glad wrap, put it in a Ziploc bag, and seal it up, and it'll last for a long time. But then just use it. I do the shavings and then put them in Ziploc bags and seal them up. But as I said, the shavings will take sparks from ferro rods straight away. No dramas. They'll just light up, and then you'll see. A lot of bushcrafters go on about the fatwood. It's a brilliant resource, and I love it. But as I said, if you can harvest it, I'd suggest to take the time to harvest it out, because definitely worth the effort. And I just wanted to show you some of the fatwood I've got on hand, and this will last me a fair while. I don't get the chance to go out anymore as much. My old man used to have 15 acres close by that I used to do a lot of bushcrafting and whatnot, but he retired and ended up having to sell his property off, so I don't get the chance to do a lot of bushcrafting anymore, and I don't go out hunting anymore either, so I really don't get the chance to do it. So this will probably last me a bit more, but if I ever do get the chance to go and harvest any more, I will. And yeah, keep doing it. But yeah, I really do love Fatwood, and I just wanted to show this one. I was very proud to find this piece. It's probably one of the best pieces I've ever seen. It's just, and it takes a spark. Once you shave a bit off and get it going, it takes a spark so easy from ferro rods, or cut it up into sticks, and yeah, you light it. It lights like a match, and then just burns so well. But it's really good stuff for starting fires. It's yeah, this is what I start fires with if I can, if I've got it on hand and whatnot. So yeah, just a discussion piece on Fatwood. If you can harvest it, I'd definitely suggest getting it. And as I said, it's just resin impregnated pine. So yeah, and it's this orange. It's you see it's just that bright orange. So yeah, you once you see it, you will easily identify it straight away. The normal pine tends to be a lot wider, and you see the difference between the Fatwood and normal pine. It's a stark difference between the two. Anyway, I hope you like this one again, and thanks for watching.